Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey here on Daybreak, and I have a great new guest in studio this morning to start talking about ongoing conversations in the real estate market. He's from Keller Williams. You've seen him around town. It's Scotty Mills. Morning, Scotty.
Hey, morning.
How you doing?
Good.
Thanks for coming on and starting up some good conversations about what you do in the community in Keller Williams here in the Shelton Mason County area. We'll talk about Keller Williams in a second, but first things first, talk to me a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to the listeners. And I know you're active in the chamber. A lot of folks see you there at chamber events, but for folks outside the chamber, tell us about yourself.
Well, I moved to the Shelton area in 2014, but prior to coming out to Shelton, I came from the Yelm, Pierce County area. My dad was career Air Force, so we grew up in Lakewood.
Okay.
And spent 9 years on a chamber board out there, as well as a past president of the Yelm Lions Club. So I'm very involved in community, a passion for that. And then coming out here, getting involved in the chamber was a kind of a natural progression. And recently, I volunteered to be in that chamber ambassador program.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll get out and network with other businesses and then kind of show them benefits of being in a chamber. And what I like about being involved in the community side of things is it gets you set up to have a community by design rather than by default.
Okay.
So when you kind of get involved in communities, and real estate is a nice fit for that as well. So you're also not only selling a home, selling a lifestyle, and getting people involved in community.
So from the Yelm area, so another smaller kind of community, and coming in here to the area, so you kind of get a sense of how things work in smaller communities and how people really rely on, word of mouth and things like that when it comes to realty folks, for sure, I'd imagine.
Yeah, it is really about relationships in a sense there, because you get those communities and they go back several generations. And so when you're kind of a new and you're not a community that has a lot of flow or it's big, you get lost in the kind of the shuffle like a Seattle, Tacoma. I like the small town, the whole Shelton kind of thing there. It's pretty cool.
It really helps and it really, you get a sense of making change and affecting change when you're kind of the one who's, like you said, by design and not default. Talk to me about Keller Williams. I see the signs up around the areas, and KW, and then the listing agents. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Okay. Yeah, how I got to know and get introduced to Keller Williams, I've worked for several, I'd say about 3 other real estate companies, throughout the area. And Keller Williams was an up-and-coming company that I got introduced to them in about 2009. And now it currently has got 170,000 associates.
Wow.
I think it's the largest real estate company that we have out there, as well as nationally and internationally. And the thing I like about Keller Williams, it's culture. It's a continuing education platform for agents. It isn't just hey, here's a notepad and here's a phone book and go out and do it and figure it out and join your local realtors. The different facets of Keller Williams, like we have our KW Cares, and recently we held they call it Mega Camp, and that's from the 11th to the 15th of this last month. And when the agents got there, they said, look, we got over 3,000 agents here. Let's turn this instead of a form of education and taking these agents to another level, go out and help the communities, the people that had their homes damaged. And there was over a dozen semi-trucks that came out there with supplies and stuff for all the families, and as well as Irma. And we're in the process of helping those folks out too.
Is Keller Williams focused on residential, on business, on international, or is it they do a little bit of everything?
You cover the whole gamut with Keller Williams. I'm part of the Global Properties Division, and sometimes we get inquiries from people from Costa Rica, the Pacific Rim, international people, because they say statistically about 1 in 12 people, will buy from out of the U.S.
Oh, wow, okay.
And then you have your luxury homes division, which we have a couple gals that work in that in our Olympia office, as well as this residential and some commercial. I did the Les Schwab and Yelm.
Oh, sure.
So I've done a little bit of some commercial work as well. But my primary for me is helping people in the new construction. They don't know what to do, maybe getting them through some of these land hoops that are going on, and the Hearst water decision, but we can talk about that down the road.
Oh yeah, that'll be a whole show on its own.
Yeah. And then we always joke about the 3-legged frogs and all that stuff, make sure that the property is buildable and you have a building envelope. And then of course there's the residential. People, well, what do I do in terms of, I got this house, I want to get it on the market, where's the best return on my investment to do what I need to do with this home?
So you have folks from all over the country, all over the world, looking at residences here in the county. So I'd imagine that your listings are all online, and point some folks into the web addresses where I'll put the links in the show notes too. But where can people go to see a little bit more about you, and then through you start looking at properties?
Right. Well, primarily, I'm a high-tech, high-touch kind of guy. So first and foremost, I'm going to give you my phone number. And if you want to text, that's fine. I'll get back to you on that as well. But you can call me at 253-405-2936. And, of course, people can go Google Scott Mills, Keller Williams. We have several different sites that you can go to. I think one of the main ones is I have a Northwest Custom Homes, .kw at KW Realty.
Okay.
There, but you'll have that in the show
We'll
notes. Sanity check those for
sure.
me.
I mean, there's a lot of letters you got to type in on some of these.
Yeah.
So that's really interesting, and as we progress through these conversations, really important to talk about ways that the realty market helps the folks get ready to sell as we move in through the fall. And traditionally, a lot of folks don't think of the fall and winter as perhaps heavy traffic months, but people are still buying homes, and people still have the need to they relocate. It's not just a summer thing that people relocate.
That is absolutely, totally true. I think the psychology of the agent as well as the consumer, they get feeling like, okay, it's fall, it's time to ramp down. And I think back in, I think it was, 08, when things were really starting to kind of take a turn.
Yeah.
I think one of my best months was December and January. And what traditionally I think was happening there, since we was working near a military base, you get a lot of people moving. There's the winter school break as well.
Right.
Like that. And those are the people that are really driven to say, look, I got this dream, I got this home I want to get on the market. I don't think it'll sell, but if anything is priced right and promoted right and done properly, it'll go in the market. And the Northwest is a very, very good market right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Scotty Mills from Keller Williams is available at any time. You give him a phone call. We'll put the numbers up again in the show notes to answer any questions about your desire to both buy or sell. Even look outside the area, perhaps, if you're looking to move away. Scotty Mills is the guy for you here, and we're going to continue some great conversations about some unique things of Mason County and Shelton, and how people interact and able to find, buy, and sell homes. So it was nice to talk with you. I know we talk on off the air a lot, but it's nice to have you here on the air, and good to get out for the listeners.
Yeah, I look forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I think so. Very nice. So Scotty Mills from Keller Williams on the air this morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.